If you've ever wondered what it would feel like to intercept a message never meant to be heard, words that seem to come from the edge of life itself, stay with me. Because once you hear what this ship said in its final moments, you won't forget it. Before we begin, if stories that unravel slowly, pull you into real mysteries, and leave you questioning what truly happened fascinate you, make sure you stay until the end, and consider subscribing, because this is one of those stories that lingers long after the screen fades to black. The radio room is quiet except for the soft hiss of static. It's June of 1947, somewhere in the vast waters between Indonesia and Australia, where the sea stretches endlessly in all directions and ships pass days without seeing another soul. A Dutch radio operator aboard a merchant vessel leans closer to his receiver, adjusting the dial, listening for routine chatter, coordinates, weather updates, cargo notices. Instead, he hears something else. A voice, weak, broken, speaking in Morse code. All officers, including captain, dead. Lying in chart room and bridge, the operator freezes. His hand hovers above the logbook, unsure whether to write this down or dismiss it as interference. Distress calls are not uncommon, but this feels different. The message continues, each dot and dash spaced too slowly, as if the sender is struggling to stay conscious. Probably whole crew dead. The silence stretches so long it seems the transmission has ended. Then one last line breaks through the static. I die. And then nothing. No name. No position. Just a ghostly signal hanging in the air, drifting across the sea. Within hours, other ships pick up fragments of the same transmission. Word spreads quickly among maritime operators in the region. A vessel is out there, adrift, silent, filled with death. The coordinates, pieced together from the fading signal, point to the Strait of Malacca, one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, yet still vast enough for a ship to vanish into mystery. Among those who hear the call is the American freighter Silver Star. Its captain, experienced and cautious, gathers his crew. Responding to a distress signal is both duty and risk. No one knows what waits on that ship. Fire, disease, pirates, or something far worse. But the sea has its own code. You answer the call. The Silver Star changes course. Hours pass. The sun climbs high, reflecting off the water like shattered glass. As the freighter approaches the reported location, the crew scans the horizon. Then they see it. A ship drifting aimlessly, its hull weathered, its name faintly visible on the stern. Orang Medan. No smoke from the funnel. No signal flags. No movement on deck. As the Silver Star draws closer, unease settles over the crew. Ships at sea are alive with sound. Engines, footsteps, voices, the slap of waves against steel. This one is silent. Completely. They hail it. No response. Eventually, a boarding party is assembled. Armed, alert, and uneasy, the men climb down into a launch and approach the drifting vessel. The closer they get, the stronger the sense that something is deeply wrong. The ladders hang loose. Doors are ajar. The ship looks abandoned, but not in the way a ship should after a storm or evacuation. It looks frozen. They climb aboard. The first body lies near the bow. A sailor on his back, eyes wide open, staring into nothing. His mouth is open, teeth clenched, as if he died mid-scream. His arms are stretched outward, fingers splayed, frozen in a rigid, defensive pose. A few steps farther, another body, then another. Everywhere they look, the crew of the Orang Medan is dead. In the engine room, the bodies are piled near the machinery, as if they had tried to flee upward but never made it. On the bridge, the captain sits in his chair, eyes fixed forward, one hand still gripping the armrest. The ship's dog lies nearby, also dead, its body stiff, its expression eerily similar to the humans around it. There are no visible wounds, no blood, no signs of violence or struggle, only terror etched permanently into every face. The boarding party moves slowly, calling out, though they know no one will answer. The air is strangely cold, unnaturally so, despite the tropical heat outside. One sailor later says it felt like stepping into a refrigerated room. Another says the silence was so complete he could hear his own heartbeat pounding in his ears. They reach the radio room, the source of the message. The radio operator is slumped over his equipment, one hand resting near the transmitter key. His eyes are open, his face locked in the same expression of horror as the others. Whatever happened on this ship, it happened fast, and it spared no one. As they prepare to investigate further, a new danger emerges. Smoke begins to rise from the lower decks, a fire slow, smoldering, but growing. The Silver Star's captain orders an immediate evacuation. The ship is too unstable, too unknown. The boarding party retreats, scrambling back to their launch. Moments after they pull away, the fire reaches the cargo hold. The Aurang Medan explodes. A thunderous blast tears through the hull, sending debris into the sky. Flames roar upward, followed by a towering plume of black smoke. Within minutes, the ship that broadcast its final message slips beneath the waves, swallowed by the sea. Any chance of answers disappears with it. In the days that follow, rumors spread through ports and shipping companies. Some dismiss the story as exaggeration. Sailors' tales grow darker with every retelling. Others insist it's true. The message was real. The bodies were real. The fear was real. Investigations are attempted, but records are scarce. The Aurang Medan does not appear in many official shipping registries. Its ownership is unclear. Its cargo list, if it ever existed, is lost. Even its departure point is uncertain. It's as if the ship appeared from nowhere and vanished just as completely. Speculation fills the void left by facts. One theory suggests a chemical leak. Perhaps the ship was carrying a dangerous cargo, potassium cyanide, nitroglycerin, or some experimental compound left over from World War II. A leak could have released toxic gas, killing the crew where they stood, freezing their muscles, locking their faces into masks of terror. The fire and explosion could have been caused by unstable chemicals igniting once exposed to air. But this explanation raises more questions than it answers. Why was the cargo undeclared? Why did the radio operator have enough time to send a message, but not enough to escape? And how did a chemical cause such uniform expressions of fear on every face, including the dog? Another theory turns to carbon monoxide poisoning. A malfunctioning engine or blocked ventilation could have filled the ship with gas. Yet carbon monoxide usually causes drowsiness, confusion, not the sudden, violent terror reported by the boarding party. And again, the radio message remains difficult to explain. Some point to supernatural explanations. Cursed cargo, a ghost ship, a confrontation with something unknown, something that arrived suddenly, killed quickly, and left no trace. These ideas spread easily, fueled by the eerie nature of the deaths and the lack of concrete evidence. Skeptics go even further, questioning whether the incident happened at all. They note inconsistencies in reports, missing documentation, and the absence of first-hand photographs. They argue that the Aurang Medan may be a composite of multiple maritime legends, stitched together into a single, unforgettable story. But then there's the message. Multiple ships reportedly received it. Different operators, different locations, same chilling words. Distress signals are logged, recorded, shared, and those who heard it never forgot it. Years later, sailors still talk about the Aurang Medan in hushed tones. In ports across Southeast Asia, old radio men recall that night, the way the signal cut through the static like a whisper from the dead. Some insist that even now, late at night, if you tune your receiver just right, you can hear echoes, fragments of Morse drifting through the noise. All officers dead, whether fact, fiction, or something in between. The story endures because it touches something deep and universal. The fear of the unknown, the terror of isolation, and the unsettling idea that sometimes the last words left behind are all we ever get. The sea keeps its secrets well. Ships vanish. Signals fade. Truth slips beneath the surface, leaving only questions behind. And somewhere, far below the waves of the Strait of Malacca, the Aurang Medan rests in darkness. Its cargo unknown, its crew silent, its final message still echoing through maritime history. Because some stories don't end with answers. they end with silence. If this story pulled you in, if it made you feel the chill of that radio room and the weight of that final transmission, take a moment to reflect on how many mysteries still lie hidden beneath the ocean's surface. And if you want more deep, cinematic documentaries that explore the strange, the forgotten, and the unexplained, stay with us. The next signal could be even closer than you think.